Okay, anyway, we're back. As I said in the last One Piece video, I thought that 850 would be the last chapter for the year. Technically, I am correct, because the chapter I'm covering right now, 851, is technically the first chapter of 2017. It may have been released last Thursday, the 28th, 29? I believe it was 29 or 28, something along those lines. Although it was released that day, its technically release date is January the 2nd of 2017 or January the 1st. I don't know which one was Monday. Yeah, it's January the 2nd, Monday. So, yes, technically 851 is the first chapter of 2017. And my friends, what a chapter to begin this year. Now, as I've said in the warning video that you guys should have seen already in the channel, as I've said there, I have already read the chapter, so this is not going to be a normal live reaction because I can't in good mind pretend that I have not read the chapter and react to you guys as if I have not read it. So, what am I going to do is I'm going to go back into the normal style reviews I used to do. Now, I'm not going to cover the whole chapter, I'm just going to cover the basic topics of the chapter. I'm going to follow the manga still, but I'm not going to follow it very extensively as I would have done in the past and as I would do in a live reaction. So, just a few topics. First and foremost, I love the colors. I love the color spread with them with the blue suits and the underwater team. It feels like it's really setting up that Jinbei might join the crew this year. The 20th anniversary, a new crew made, the ending of a saga, the beginning of a new one, of two new ones, if the news are to be believed, because if you guys remember, the Reverie arc and the Wano arc are due to start this year. I also really like the jump cover of the first six members of the Straw Hats, all mounted on a rooster, symbolizing the Chinese year of the rooster. I mean, Chinese. I don't know if I can say Asian year of the calendar. Maybe Asian is a term that's not used for this. So I don't know because apparently Japan also falls, so that's why I'm inclined to call it Asian calendar. The zodiac. Let's call it the zodiac calendar. This is the year of the rooster, and it's really a very cool cover. All the first six members of the Straw Hats riding on a rooster, and it looks like a very angry rooster. So I'm not sure I would like to be on top of that. Okay, this cover again. So the first topic, it's Peering, the end of Peering's conversation with Reiju and Sanji overhearing it. I loved Pudding's devil fruit. It really, really suits her as a manipulative lady that she is. And it's just so clever. It's such a clever devil fruit. I mean, imagine this fruit in our world. The things you could do with it. Even Pudding says if there's an event on your past and you want gone, she can remove it. So imagine the money this lady wouldn't gain out of PTSD um, afflicted and traumas and anything. She would help those people if she wasn't a psychotic, crazy, hell bent on killing person. But that's just an oversight. I just Poor Sanji. The guy really doesn't have any luck whatsoever. Like I said this in the last video, just I knew it. I knew from the start that there was something wrong with Pudding. Either it was her in and on herself, or something controlling her. The controlling option is not yet out of the board, but I'm feeling more inclined to say that she's really a psychotic, crazy bee. And you can complete the bee however you like. Um, so another thing that I liked a lot was this gun, the Walker 36 caliber percussion revolver and the candy jacketed bullets. I believe these bullets were made by Pero Supero, since he has the lick fruit, something like that. He can make candy. So I believe that he was the one that made these candy jacketed bullets, which are enough to pierce a freaking wall and the iron bodies of the Vin Smokes. So this is really a nasty gun. Okay, so just the part where Pudding just starts making fun of Sanji is really sad when we see Sanji's reaction. He's just livid. There's no expression in him except when he starts trying to light the cigar, and he just can't. And the flowers and the bento are already in the floor, and it just this image of him just keep trying to lit the cigar and just crying, and the cigar is wet and dripping. It's just too powerful. The guy didn't have any luck on this year, on last year, and it seems to me that's gonna stay that way. But now, okay, now the second topic of this chapter, and honestly the one I like the most, it's Brooke versus Big Mom. I'm not sure that we can call this a versus, but just the the least used Straw Hat up until now, Brooke, which is the most in the shadows Mugiwara as of now. He didn't have a lot of spotlight time in the last few sagas. He fought against someone in Fishman Island. He had a pretty speech there. He didn't do much, if anything, in Punk Hazard. Well, he killed the dragon alongside Kinemo, which was a pretty good combo, if I do say so myself. In Dressrosa, he defeated Jorah. Okay, I must give it to him. He defeated Jorah in a very smart way, I might add. Brook is a very smart guy. But now, well, he did something in Zoe. He helped the Minx, so props on that as well. But now the guy is holding his ground against the Yonko. Forget the monster trio. How many more of the Mugiwaras, of the remaining six, how many do you think would be able to hold their grounds against the Yonko? Frankie, I do not doubt it. I do not doubt it. Robin, I do doubt it a little bit. But she would be a level below Brooke, I think so. If we want to scale this, I believe Frankie, he would suffer, of course. I'm not saying he wouldn't. But he would still be a little bit higher than Brooke, Brooke in the middle, and Robin below both of them. Not because she's not strong, but she's not as durable as them. And I mean, you can argue that, but Brooke is just bones. How can a pile of bones be more durable than a flesh and meat body? Well, I don't know. Physics, magic, call it whatever you want. The fact is that our very own Soul King is standing up to a Yonko. And this image is just so powerful. Just Big Mom, the towering Yonko Big Mom, with Zeus and Prometheus in each hand, and Brooke just slightly, slightly like tired and whatnot, just yielding his sword, just there, holding his ground. And what he says to her, young lady. The fact that he calls her young lady is just so fun and just because yes, no matter how old Big Mom hold how old There we go. How old Big Mom is. Brooke is certainly older than her because Brooke is 90 years old, and Big Mom might be like what, 60, 50? I don't know. Probably something around those lines. I would say more around the 50s, something like that. But just, young lady, what kind of fool would ever plan to die? Because we know that Brooke is very finicky when someone claims that people just throw their lives away or that people should throw their lives away. As a fact, I mentioned his fight and his speech in Fishman Island. That speech was for about the very same thing. When that guy is not Zemo, I'm thinking Zemo because I've watched Civil War, Captain America Civil War again yesterday, and I have the Zemo name on my head. But it was Z something. That ill-looking guy with the chain, when he was telling to his subordinates that they should just die of how useless they are. And then Brooke got all fussed up because no one should throw their lives away because they don't know the horrors of death. And Brooke seems hell bent on getting the road poneglyph, and I believe he will be able to, if not by just Luffy and Nami and Jinbei appearing at his side after being released. The mirror world part is just, it's okay. It's just it's just for comedic relief than anything else, which I don't really know how I feel about it. Sure, comic relief is always good in a saga, but with Sanji's situation, with Brooks' fight, Luffy and Nami being imprisoned, this scene just seems a little bit out of context if you get what I'm coming from. It's not like I disliked it. I like it quite a bit. In fact, it's a good resolution for this part because without Brule, they can't really find their way around the mirror world. But yeah, we find out that the mirrors can speak and they know where they are reflecting. And now they are on to find Sanji because apparently Carrot is going to draw a portrait of Sanji. And now, if she has Kanjuro levels of drawing, then I don't know. We'll see about that. Okay, so then it's back to now. This is the part of Pudding's Devil Fruit. I kind of jumped the fence a little bit earlier. The Memo Memo no Mi. I really like this Devil Fruit. Although it doesn't have a lot of offensive power, it just suits her. Now, what I'm about to say may sound bad, but please hear me out before spamming the comments and telling how machist I am, how I'm bad for women. Just don't. I really think that because out of all the women with devil fruits that we've seen in One Piece, if I'm remembering correctly, again, I might forget something, only three were shown to have like offensive abilities. Robin with the Hana Hana no Mi, um, Jorah with the Art Fruit, and Boa Hancock with the Mero Mero Fruit. Those are, if I remember correctly, again, the three women with offensive devil fruits. Then we have Sugar. And well, Violet, yes, Violet. We have Violet with the I don't I don't remember her fruit name, but we have Violet as well. Then we have Sugar with the Toy Toy fruit. It's not really offensive. The toys can be used for offensive purposes, but the fruits power themselves are not made for offensive purposes. Then we have Tsuru's fruit, which, I mean, it's a means of offense, but it's not really intended for that, I believe. Then we have Pudding now with the Mem Mem fruit. Well, I guess we have Big Mom. Yeah, you know what? Forget that judgment. I was about to say that almost all women had more like manipulative devil fruits, and that suits them better. But you know what? Forget it. There's Big Mom, there's Smoothie, there's Hancock, there's you know what? Forget this judgment. I don't know what I was thinking. This sounded good in my head, but now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound good anymore. So yes, she changes Rage's memory about the situation, but after we see that Sanji has already left, and that he left the flowers, but not the bento. He took the food. Now, to where? I do not know. Some people say it might be for Luffy and Nami. He might look for Luffy and Nami and just deliver the food to them. Maybe next chapter or the chapter after, we will see a big reunion of the entire team: Luffy, Nami, Chopper, Carrot, Sanji, Jinbei, and then and Pedro, and then they go to Brook. Maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I would really like to see the whole team together. Um, so yeah, now we go to the final piece of the chapter. This was a small chapter, only 16 pages, but nonetheless, it was a very good chapter. We see that Opera was interested to find out Lola's location, and he's willing to torture Nami with for it. And Luffy just keeps trying to release himself, and then he appears, the man of the hour, the one we were most willing to know about. With his signature attack, Gosei Hour Seiken, I totally butchered that name, so I'll go with 5,000 tile Justice Fist. It doesn't sound as awesome, but it allows me to not butcher the name completely, because there's not even a translation here, so Jinbei, the man, appears before us, alive and well, with his arms and his head, and I believe with all his life years intact. Now, why do I think that he didn't lose anything in the roulette? It's because I believe he did not even play the roulette. You remember a few chapters back, after he was confronted with the roulette, I believe it was the chapter after, people around town were saying, remember Jinbei? He wanted to leave and was faced with the roulette, but word is he chickened out. And people were saying, oh, hey, that big Shichibukai just chickened out. I was expecting more of him. And blah, blah, blah. People were saying that with a bad connotation. And to be honest, I think he chickened out. But not because he was afraid, but because he thought, well, I am faced with this, with the possibility of losing either my life, a limb, or years of life, and consequently his own life. But years of life without the possibility of dying, like losing 10 years, 15 years. So something like that. Losing his life by losing his head, losing a limb, or losing years of life. And he thought, well, if I lose my head, I'm dead, I can't be of use to Luffy. If I lose a limb, I can't fight at my fullest, so I can't fight for Luffy's purposes all that well. And if I lose life years, well, yes, I might even die, because there's like 10 and 20 and 100 years in there, so yes. He thought my best option now is to just go back on my offer, saying, you know what, you're right. I can't just leave like that. I'm gonna stay with you. Just forgive me. I caught something in the sea, and I ate a bad fish, and I wasn't thinking properly. And Big Mom was like, okay, just go. But she punished him. That's why Opera said he was not allowed to walk on the castle grounds. Maybe that's because she already knew that Luffy was around, and that was to make them not cross one another. And so that's how I think that Jinbei didn't lose anything at the roulette. Either he was extremely lucky and landed on the 10 years of life and just lost 10 years, and he was extremely lucky, which I doubt it. It would be extremely lucky and it wouldn't have an impact that and it wouldn't make sense for the townsfolk to say that he chickened out. Because if he had played the roulette, he would have lost the 10 years of his life and he would have gone through with it. But the fact that the people said he chickened out makes me think that he didn't play the roulette at all. So this is what I think, and this is how Jinbei will officially leave Big Mom's care and will officially join the Straw Hats, just like a pirate would do. He's gonna stand in front of her and said, "I quit," and she's gonna say, "You're fired." No, she's not gonna say that. I don't know why I said this. Anyway, she's gonna say, "Fine, go, but first let me kill you and then go." She'll try to kill him. They will escape. I believe they will escape through the mirror world, and then they will go sail away into the next saga. We have like 15 more chapters, 20, about 20 more chapters, 19, 18. I believe that around chapter 8, from 865, I believe we are safe to say that Whole Cake Island will be over. So we have about 14 more chapters until then. So I'm very, very eager to see where this is going. And Whole Cake Island Saga is just coming to prove that a saga doesn't need to be 100 chapters long to be awesome. Not that Dressrosa was not cool. It was a very cool saga. We had Gear 4, we learned about Devil Fruit Awakening, we had the formation of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, we met all those cool characters, the Don Quixote family. There was lots of awesome fights. Sabo returned in that saga and ate the Mera Marinumi. But it was just too long of a saga. 100 chapters was too long. And Whole Cake Island with just 40 chapters, not even that anymore, just so far, 20 chapters tops, just made it a great, great saga. So I'm really looking forward to see where this is going next. I don't know if there's going to be a chapter releasing this week. I believe not. I believe there won't be a chapter this week. So next week we will have another video. This time around a proper live reaction like the ones you're used to see. This week it's as I said in the last video. I just couldn't resist and I read the chapter beforehand. So anyway, coming right away, you have, yes, the live reaction for last week's chapter of Fairy Tail and last week's chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. I don't know which I'm going to do first. Maybe a Boku no Hero, because I'm really looking forward to read that as well. So, I say my goodbyes to you, and until the next video.